Hello and thanks for watching this Acumatica video on how to cancel an order and how to create field level audits. Many times during order processing, you may have situations where you have certain items that have shipped out the door, but other items the customer may call to cancel. And you want to have the flexibility to be able to do that, but still be able to retain the history and control what you're canceling. So let's open up a back order. So you can see here with this order, the order was placed on November 22nd, and this particular item, the Legos, are already on shipments and they are completed. If I scroll to the right, Acumatica has a completed checkbox. So one of two things can happen here. We can either click Actions Cancel, and that'll cancel the order and mark the remaining line items complete. That's one thing we can do. The other thing we can do, and if we go to Actions Reopen, that reopens the order for us. If we have the rights, we can reopen the order. And what we can do is we can mark this item complete. And when we save it, Acumatica will mark the order as completed. So that's two different things we could do. The other thing we can do, we'll reopen this order up again, is when we reopen the order, the completed checkbox is still there. So if we wanted to and reopen, we can uncheck this, and now this particular item is still available to be shipped as soon as the stock comes in. The other thing we can do is modify the quantities or delete the line item. Now, deleting the line item doesn't necessarily give you history, but it does let you modify the order for the customer if that's your business practice. Now, if we go back into a regular order, one that's open, one line item, quantity 500, we can click Actions and cancel the order directly. And this allows us to retain the history because now we have this order and the customer called to cancel it. You might include an activity here. So that you understand why it was canceled. And of course, you could delete an open order if you had the rights. If you simply wanted to eliminate it. If the customer said, you know what, never mind, very quickly, and you just wanted to remove it from history. Now, Acumatica has history. If you have the rights, there's an audit history here under the Tools menu, which shows who created the order and who last modified it. And that gives you some basic information so you can track down the changes as to who did it. But the other thing we have is field level audits. Now, field level audits allow you to track table by table, field by field information about this particular order. So if we scroll down, you can see by default this field level audit is not active yet, but by default Acumatica checks the sales order and the sales order line, and with each table there's different fields that you could look at. So for example, some of the fields I might want and the reason it's a good idea to remove some of these fields is because every time you make a change to the order, Acumatica is going to store these fields in an audit table. And this can create a lot of data storage. So you only want the information you're trying to track down, which is common to the mistakes that your users make. We'll make it active. And now if we go back to sales orders, we'll take a sales order and we'll cancel it. Now if we go back to Tools Audit History, you can see the changes and who did them and the different status of the fields. So this event occurred at this particular time. If I go back to the sales order and I reopen up the order, and I go back into audit history, I now see a second update, which shows at this particular time we went from canceled to open. So Acumatica will continue to track the fields that we've marked and their status changes. So that's it. That's how you cancel an order. That's how you retain your history, and that's how you check out your field level history in Acumatica. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.